Hi and welcome back everyone, me Robert here. Since we are going to write some amazing ABAP applications live in the course of the following videos, I'm going to show you how you can install the latest version of Eclipse together with some other required tools on your local workstation. You will learn how you can install the front-end components of ADT, the ABAP Development Tools, but also abapGit, which is a Git client for the ABAP server that allows you to import and export ABAP objects between ABAP systems. abapGit allows you to pull and push your ABAP source code from Github. However, you might experience some issues with a missing Github certificate, so I'm going to show you how you can fix this issue as well. We will connect Eclipse to the SAP BTP ABAP environment that we created in the last video. And finally, we will create a new package with Eclipse and write a small console application with ABAP. So if you like this content and you want to keep up to date with the other videos, please make sure that you click the like button, the subscribe button and also notification bell below. Now without further ado, let's get to it! Alright, in order to download Eclipse, we navigate to eclipse.org and then we click on download here on the right hand side. Then we scroll down and we find the link download packages. We click on this link. This takes us to the Eclipse packages. We scroll down again here on this page. Here you find the Eclipse installer for the 2024 March release. And in the download section, you find the binaries for your operating system. In my case, I use Windows, so I click on this link here. This takes you to another page where you can select a mirror and where you click download again. Once the file is downloaded, you click on it. This opens the Eclipse installer, which allows you to install the Eclipse development environment for your needs. However, please note that there is no Eclipse development environment for ABAP developers available, so you have to choose the Eclipse development environment for Java developers. Here you can choose your installation folder and then you hit install. Once Eclipse is installed, you can launch it. Here you choose a workspace directory where your development artifacts get stored and then you hit launch again. This opens the Eclipse IDE for Java developers. Now we need to install the front-end objects for the ABAP Development Tools. We do this by clicking on the Help menu here and then we choose Install New Software. And here we enter this path, tools.hana.ondemand.com/latest. And then we hit enter. Here we select ABAP Development Tools and then we click next. Here we click next again and we accept the terms of the license agreements and then we click finish. We need to trust the authorities here, therefore we hit select all and then we hit trust selected. Once our software updates are installed, we hit restart now. Now that ADT is installed, we can switch the Eclipse perspective to ABAP. We can do this by choosing Window, Perspective, Open Perspective, Other, and then we choose ABAP and Open. When we close the Welcome page, we can see that the Project Explorer contains these two entries, Create an ABAP project and Create an ABAP Cloud project. Since we want to connect to the ABAP environment on SAP BTP that we created in the last video, we click on Create an ABAP Cloud project. Here we choose SAP BTP ABAP environment. However, if you want to connect to an S/4HANA Cloud system, you can choose SAP S/4HANA Cloud ABAP environment here as well. But we want to connect to an SAP BTP ABAP environment, so we choose this option here, and here we have another two options. Either we can use a service key or we can use the Cloud Foundry environment. If we use a service key, we can connect to the ABAP environment directly. On the other hand, if we use a Cloud Foundry environment, we would have to enter a username and a password for the Cloud Foundry environment. We don't want to do this here because we choose a service key. If you're not familiar with what's a SAP BTP Cloud Foundry environment and what's an SAP BTP ABAP environment and how these two play together, please watch my video extending SAP S/4HANA Cloud. But for now, we choose User Service Key and we hit Next. Here we need to enter the service key in a JSON format. For this purpose, we head over to our SAP BTP cockpit and we choose Instances and Subscriptions from the left-hand menu. And here we find our ABAP environment that we created in the last video. Under Credentials, you find the link to the key. We click on it and then we copy the service key in the JSON format and we paste it in here in Eclipse. Then we click Next and then we hit on Open Logon page in the browser. The message tells us that we have been successfully logged on. And when we click Finish, we can see in Eclipse that we have successfully connected to the ABAP environment. Now we can expand the folders and see which ABAP objects are inside. But before we create our first application, let's install abapGit. For this purpose, we again open Help, Install New Software, and this time we copy this link here, eclipse.abapgit.org update site, and then we hit Enter. We choose abapGit for ABAP Development Tools, and then we hit Next. On the following page, we hit Next again, and we accept the terms of the license agreement, and finally we hit Finish. Again, we need to trust the authorities by clicking Select All here, and then we hit Trust Selected. Here we also need to trust unsigned content, and then we hit Trust Selected. When it's finished, we need to restart Eclipse again. You can use abapGit, for example, to download a sample application from SAP directly into your Eclipse environment. For example, you can find the ABAP flight reference scenario for the ABAP RESTful application programming model here in this address. However, since we want to use it with SAP BTP, we scroll down here and we find the information about ABAP Platform Cloud, and we choose the corresponding README file for the ABAP Cloud platform here. We click on it. We scroll down again and we find the download information here. So basically we need to create an ABAP package demo flight using the super package DMO SAP. So we switch back to Eclipse and here we create a new ABAP package. We need to log in here again. We add the package name here as required. We add it to the favorites packages and we use a super package which should be DMO SAP. And then we hit Next and then Finish. Once the package is created, we click Window, Show View and Other. Here we open ABAP and we select abapGitRepositories and then we hit Open. This opens the abapGitRepositories tab here, and now we can add the sample project from Github by clicking on the plus sign here on the right hand side. Here we can add the URL of the GitHub repository. For this purpose we switch back to the GitHub repository of the sample application from SAP, and we copy this link to the repository here and we paste it in Eclipse. Then we hit Next. And here you can see that this error is occurring, which is caused by a missing certificate on SAP BTP in the ABAP environment. This appears to be a known bug and I will show you how you can fix it. We need to go back to SAP BTP, to our SAP BTP cockpit, and here we open our ABAP environment. Here we search for certificate and we click on maintain certificate trust list. A GitHub certificate is missing here in this list, but we can add it manually. Before we can do that, we need to download the certificate from the GitHub site. So I switch back to the GitHub page. Here I click here to open the certificate of the GitHub page. Then I click on connection is secure, certificate is valid, and then I choose details. Then I can click on export, and then I save the certificate to my local disk. Then I switch back to my certificate trust list in the ABAP environment. I click add here. Then I browse to the certificate that I've stored previously, and then I hit upload here. Once this upload was successful, I switch back to Eclipse, and here I try again to link the abapGit repository. Again, I click here on the plus sign here, and here I copy the URL of the abapGit repository, and then I hit next, and you can see that this time it was successful. Now I can choose the correct branch, which is ABAP Platform Cloud, and the package, which is DMO flight. And then I click next and finish. So if you like, you now can pull from the GitHub directory by right-clicking here on this entry and choosing pull. But we don't do this since we want to write our own ABAP application. For this purpose, we first create a new ABAP package. I name this package ZDemo package. Demo package. I add it to the favorite packages, and as a super package I choose zlocal. Then I hit next, next. I create a new request. I name this transport request demo app, and then I hit finish. Now I can see my ZDemo package here on the left hand side under the favorite packages. I right click on this ZDemo package here, and here I choose new ABAP class. Here I can create my new class. I enter a name for it, ZDemo class. Demo class is the description. And since I want to create a console application and to output something to the output window here, I need to add an interface. I can do this by clicking add here. And here I search for the interface if ADT class run interface. Okay. And then I click next and finish. This creates the definition of my demo class along with its implementation. However, this implementation doesn't do anything yet, so we need to enhance it. Therefore, I add some code to this method here that comes with the class runner interface that we've previously added. Everything that we write here gets executed when we run the console application. First, I store the string hello world in a variable. In ABAP, we can do this as follows. Data, then the name of the variable. I choose output. Of course, you're free to choose any variable name you like. Is, and then the string, hello world, followed with a dot. With this command, we store the string hello world in a variable named output. Now we can output the content of this output variable with this command. Out, write, then the name of the variable, which is output in our case, again followed with the dot. Now we can activate this class with this symbol here. Alternatively, you can press Ctrl F3. Please make sure that you have saved the source file with Ctrl S before. And then you can run the console application with this symbol here. Here you choose Run as ABAP Application Console. Alternatively, you can press F9. And here in the bottom of the window, you can see that our application successfully outputted Hello World to the ABAP console. So that's all for today. If you like this content, please click the like button, the subscribe button, also the notification bell below. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.